Today we're installing the SECURAM deadbolt that allows you to lock or unlock your door with your fingerprint, the touchpad, your phone, or Alexa or Google. These locks provide bank-grade protection for your home, the ability to add 30 individual codes, and full access and control via the app. I've used other keypad locks and electronic locks, and they always feel a little flimsy. They spend more time on the technology and not on the actual locking mechanism. That is definitely not the case here. Nothing about this set is flimsy. All you need is a screwdriver. They included everything else. I'm removing this quick set deadbolt from my mom's garage door, so she'll have a little easier access and a lot more control and security. The old deadbolt came off pretty easily, just a couple screws and the whole thing pops apart. Now I got lucky because the old deadbolt was actually the same exact size as the new one, so I didn't have to change the plate that goes into the wall. If you're not as lucky and you do need to change the plate in the wall, add a couple more minutes to your project's timeline, but without having to do that, I had this entire thing done in 5 minutes. It was a piece of cake. Quick tip, when you take off your old deadbolt, make sure that you put it all back together and put the screws back in it to hold everything in place. That way, if you're going to reuse the lock on another door or you're giving it to somebody else who's going to use it, all the pieces are there and it's really simple to reinstall. Once I got the old lock completely out, it was go time. The actual deadbolt in the SECURAM lock is adjustable, so depending on your thickness of the door and where your placement is, you can actually adjust how far it comes out. Before you start, I highly recommend downloading their app from the App Store because it's got step-by-step instructions that will walk you through this entire installation process. But if you've ever installed any door hardware before, this part of the process is going to be just like any other deadbolt. I've got a little bit of experience here, but even if you didn't, the app just breaks down every single step in really easy layman's terms, so you are not confused throughout the whole process. Once the actual deadbolt's in, you want to grab the keypad and then the blue painter's tape that they provide in the box. Make sure that this little flat part that comes out of the back of the deadbolt is facing up. They have a very convenient little arrow on it. You really can't get it wrong, but you just want to face it up so that it will fit through the hole in the deadbolt. Keep an eye on the wires. You just feed them through underneath. There's like an opening under the deadbolt. You feed them through and make sure they don't get twisted. From this angle, you can see where everything is going to come through. And once you've got it all lined up, you're going to grab your painter's tape and just tape the keypad to the door. This makes it super simple and frees up your hands so you can do this whole project with just one person. Do not skip the tape though, and make sure it's really adhered to your door. It's not going to damage your paint or anything, but you want it to really hold the lock on, that way it doesn't fall and get damaged. Once everything is lined up and taped to the door, you're going to take this little metal plate and you can slide the wires right through the hole in the bottom, and then you're going to line up the holes and screw in the provided screws. The lock fits a couple different size doors, and the company provides different length screws, so make sure you measure your door if you're not sure. The app gives super simple instructions on all of this, so don't get intimidated. And if you're installing this on a brand new door that doesn't have any holes in it, the box also included templates for a couple different sizes, and it makes it super simple to drill exactly where you need to go. Once you've got the back plate on, it's time to attach the lever on the back. Just want to make sure that the lever is facing up and pull out the little wing aimed towards the opening of your door. There's one on each side. Then you just plug the wires into the back. There's only one place to put it, so it's really easy. Line everything up and then pull this little metal tab that's inside, and it'll sit flush against the wall. As soon as it's flush, you just push the tab back down. Turn the lever, make sure that the lock works, and then pop in the batteries. These are actually provided as well. As soon as you get that second battery in, it comes to life.
Welcome.
Put the battery cover back on, and it's time to program it. You're going to follow all the prompts in the app. It's going to tell you to lock and unlock the door 3 times. This kind of calibrates the entire system before you can program it. Next up, take the tape off and then fold that little wing back in. That is literally the only part of this entire process that I didn't see an instruction for. At this point, you're going to follow the instructions on the app to program it. It's very, very simple, and they walk you through the entire process. It's going to memorize your thumbprint and your forefinger, or whatever fingers you want to do. It does 2 fingers, and you'll scan the finger a couple different times. If you've ever programmed a phone with a thumbprint, it's a similar process, but this is actually easier because you only have to do it 3 times. Once your fingerprints have been programmed, it's time to program the keypad itself.
Enter new code, then press check.
Now, if you only purchase the deadbolt, you're able to do the keypad and your fingerprint, and it does come with a key as well for backup. But if you purchase the smart hub, then you are able to hook up Alexa, Google, and your cell phone and lock it anywhere you have internet service. The smart hub is not required, and without it, you can still input 30 different codes, multiple people's fingerprints, and have a super secure keyless entry. But if you want that high-tech Jetson door lock that you can just say, "Hey Alexa, lock my doors," grab the Smart Hub too.